I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven. We're here at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver in the beginning of November, and I'm joined by Geoff Schellenberg of Troubadour Resources, which is a new company to me, but it's also a new company in general, debuted just this summer, listed. So first off, that means new company, nice tight share structure, so good starting point for me. But obviously what I'm more interested in here is this project. So why don't you take us through the basics of what Amarillo is, where it is, and why you guys ended up acquiring this asset.
Okay, yeah, the Amarillo project is located in southwestern BC in the heart of a prolific copper porphyry district. So that is the main target on the property. We're looking for a copper porphyry. What drew us to the property is a historic trench on the property that graded 0.87% over 125 meters copper. Which
is an incredible trench. I mean,
incredible grade.
Yeah.
The problem was the era it was trenched in. It was the 1960s, and 0.87% wasn't economical.
Right.
So it kind of got forgotten about. And subsequently, after it was put on the shelf and forgotten about, the Minfall system in BC ended up misplotting this trench 2 kilometers to the north. Right. So what our team did is they went back and georeferenced it, looked at the old reports, and discovered that this trench is actually
in a completely different place.
2 kilometers to the south, and we ended up staking the ground, acquiring the ground and staking around it, and went and ground truthed it, and lo and behold, the trench is there.
Which is really, I mean, there's other companies that had tried to look at, to find this historic trench because, like I say, 0.87% copper over 125 meters on surface is definitely worth following up, but they weren't able to find it.
Absolutely, yeah, because they were looking to the north in the wrong place.
Right. So you found the trench, and then you've done background work to refine the target. So you guys have done soils, and you've done geophysics.
Absolutely, yeah. So we did an extensive soil geochem program over a good percentage of the property, as well as 39 kilometers of IP. And what the type of IP we did a different type of array, and we ended up with a shallower definitive target because we were looking for a near surface target, of course.
Right, yeah.
So the spacing was a little bit tighter on the survey, and we ended up defining a great chargeability anomaly over the trench area that correlates directly with that historic trench.
And that's really exciting. I mean, you want all of the signs to point in the right direction. So now you've got the soil sampling, you've got the chargeability anomaly, and you've got the trench that literally all line up exactly. And this is looking for a copper-rich porphyry in a copper porphyry district in a market that seems to really like copper porphyries these days.
Absolutely, yeah, and we're excited to get a drill onto the property, which will happen in the coming weeks here.
Right, so this is about to happen.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're aiming, our target is to have a drill turning on the property by the first week of December.
Right, and then pretty straightforward initial drill program. You basically collar in the trench, test some of the rest of the part of the extent of the geophysical target, and see if what you're looking for is there.
Absolutely, yeah. So our initial drill pad setup will be actually in the historical trench itself. So we'll drill right into the anomaly and test the different chargeability responses and see what's returning the highest grade on those chargeability responses.
So then news flow early in the year on that. And then just to follow up, this trench, most people would wonder, well, why don't you just go back and at least resample the trench, because we want to have some validation of this 1960s result. But you can't actually do that, can you?
No, we can't. So the initial trench was actually a blast trench. So what the operator who actually exposed this trench, he's mechanically stripped the ground with a bulldozer or a dozer.
Which you can do now.
We can do that now. But what he did is you were allowed to blast back in the 60s. So he ended up acquiring some dynamite, and he ended up blasting down to fresh unweathered rock, which is where the higher grade is, because on surface we're seeing weathering of the sulfides.
Right. Turns out you're not allowed to just lay dynamite around and blast trenches anymore.
No, there's a few more rules and restrictions these days, so that's why we're going straight to the drilling process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck out there. I'm super excited to see if Troubadour can be the next copper porphyry discovery in British Columbia.
Absolutely, that's the goal.
All right, thanks for coming.
Thanks.